You keep it that way. That way you don't get confused. There's one in the back. You'll find one power strip connected. It's just one switch right there. Once you plug, we do recommend you turn it off. Okay, just flip the switch off before you unplug it. Before you unplug it. Once you're done using it, flip the switch off, and then unplug it from the wall. Wrap it around, take it to wherever you want it to go. Go ahead and plug it back in the wall before you turn this switch on. Once you have power, turn the switch on. All the devices should come on. You will have to turn on the TV separate, just because it has a, it doesn't turn on just because it's plugged into the wall. So, and your remote is right here to be able to control that, turn it on. You can take this camera off of this cart, record, because it's a memory card based unit, and you can take it off of here, go record a game, and then put it back on this cart and push it back through. So if you wanted to, the reason why we do that is because since this does have a little DVD read-write access in here, but if you wanted to do it on a VHS or something, you just put it back on here and you can record it back in the head end.
So we can connect that to any of the coax throughout the building and this would work, correct?
Yes, sir, that's exactly right. Any coaxial, are you familiar with, the coaxial is the little barrel silver looking connection. Are you familiar with that? Any one of those connections throughout the building is both forward and backward compatible, so it'll be able to put into anything and come back out.
Okay, please should quit and hook it up to in your channel when you're broadcasting your variety show. Spit it out to all your stations while we're still using the other one to record.
Yeah. And you could also record up here at the same time. Is that correct?
Yes.
You could burn an image of it.
Yep.
Problem is in our floor box in the gymnasium we don't have a coax.
Are you sure?
Do we?
Do
You should.
Oh, you're good, Jack.
We can go check that.
Claude
But
did it. He didn't have
Claude
it.
did it?
Sure it does. At least in Rio.
So,
At least in Rio there was the floor.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. I like that. All right.
He probably just goes back up into the box and the head end of the video.
No, not that one. That one's home run too.
Okay.
well, we recommend those type of things are especially recommended if you try to keep all food and drink out of the gym, and you want to keep your concession stands income strong. Usually, there's like a foyer in like where they eat lunch or what have you. Or do you eat lunch in that same room?
Same.
Oh, do you eat lunch in the same room? Okay. Maybe it would be wise to have an area where you keep your concessions out, and then put your, have a monitor in there, and then you just play the game, so that they can see it out there. That's what we have a lot of people do. You can also use it for teacher reviews too. If teachers get nervous with you being in the room, you can leave the camera on. They're aware that it's on, and then you can record it at any time. Some schools are okay with that. Some schools aren't. So, I'm not saying do that. I'm just saying if your school does that, you're welcome to do that. If your school doesn't, please just take what I just said and forget it, because some people get really upset over that. And I don't want you upset. I just want you to know that you have that capability, so that you can monitor. Okay. Any questions on the cart? The cart is pretty self-contained. We make it that way. You shouldn't have to touch anything in the front except for the mics. The mic levels have already been set. We already have power. You have both wireless.
What channel does it broadcast through?
This cart right now is set on 10. And I'm going to show you how to change that channel in the future. Just that is a pretty sophisticated process. So I'm going to go through it real slow and make sure that I'm as clear as possible. Right now it's set on 10. When we're done, it'll probably be 91. Okay? 91. Your mics and everything are apparently down in the cabinet. And we gave you an additional tripod so that you could take your camera off of here, and you've got a monopod. Are you familiar with how these work? They're real simple.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Then we won't go through that. Okay, you've got a real upscale desk mic. You have 2 upscale desk mics, so that you can take and connect those. That's the mic stand for those. And then you have the 2 microphones down in here. Do you want the box? We just left it with the box so that you knew that everything's in there. You've got the boxes for the mic is in here. Here's your mic. Here's your wireless mic. You just turn on the wireless mic, turn it over, and then of course you should be all in channel 1. That then goes over the network. You don't have to change anything. If you went into the head end, or if I turned this volume up, you could hear me speaking clearly. Okay? So the mic itself, you've got a wireless mic, and then you also have a desktop, 2 desktop mics. All of your manuals are in here. There is a piece of equipment down here called a DSV. Hopefully no one will touch that. That's responsible for taking and diplexing the signal back across the network. If anyone disconnected that or were to take one of those off, the cart wouldn't work. So just be aware. Now, on your drawing, your as-built drawing I gave you, I made it real specific which which cable goes on to.
2 desktop mics are wired mics, is that correct?
They're just mic stands. You can also put this
Okay.
into the
How many
mic
mics do we have then? Just the one?
stand. You do have 2. Well, you have 2, and then you have a mixer. So you have 1 wireless mic, and then you can put in 4 wired mics.
Okay.
Okay, 4 wired mics. All right.
So what does this come with? Just one wireless mic?
1 wireless mic right now.
Okay.
And then there's a mic back here in the back that we connected up and tested with when we did it, and it's coiled up underneath here because we didn't want anybody to take it. You know what I mean? And make a mess of it. Yeah, if we can. There is a wired mic here that you would just take. It's already plugged in for you, so all you have to do, and we actually left it all coiled up nice and tight. But all you would do is plug the mic into the back of an XLR jack, and that mic will be ready to go. It's all still wrapped up nice and neat for you in the back. Okay. Over at Rio, it's already all taken out, because we showed you guys, some of your teachers, how to use that already. So a lot of that's already been connected and used. So it wouldn't be like in the original wrapping, kind of like this is. All right. Any other questions? The mic levels have all been set, so they're all reasonable. They're not too loud, not too soft. So, and you have a master volume. The treble and the bass you can change if you wish. Like I said, all this is pretty much set. Usually you're just going to do voice transmissions over this. So if you're just doing voice, everything's set for you. If you want to control an individual mic, because your wireless mic goes into this mixer, okay? So you would control that volume individually here, and then if you wanted to control your other wired mic, it's there. All the other ones we turn all the way down so it's not confusing for you. And then your master volume would be the sound level that you hear coming out over the cart. Okay? You'll want to be careful about making the sound too loud. That's why we usually turn it down on the cart, because if you're once you get it set in the room, you'll want to turn it down. Otherwise, you can hear the double backs and things of that nature, which are really annoying.
Feedback.
Yeah, for other people, because they'll hear you, and then they'll hear the latency, and then they'll hear you again, and it just doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't work very well. So go ahead and turn it up, get it to the appropriate volume you want, and then turn it back down. This monitor specifically. And then all the classrooms have already been balanced, just like the rest of the stuff. When you have the appropriate level here, it'll be balanced in there. And of course, they can control their monitor level up and down as far as volume goes as well. Okay? Like I said, you do have the monopod to be able to, because I would encourage you to not think of the card as just having to all be together. You can take this, go places, record stuff, and then come back and play it back. Okay? Any other questions on this particular item? The keys are right here in the bottom of the door here. So we didn't. I don't like locking stuff up, just because then you should come running and saying, "Where's the keys?" and I may not know where they are. So I always try to put them inside the box, inside the the case inside, and then just let you guys do whatever you want. There are 2 of them. We can get you replacements if you need them. Keep one in a safe place. Any other questions? Would you like me to explain the?
No, I'm looking. I got 2 XLRs and then 2 regular mic ones.
Yes.
Quarter inch.
Right.
A couple of teachers have used it to record some things, but we didn't broadcast it.
That's great. If you've recorded stuff, that's wonderful. Usually, I mean, what a lot of people do with them right out of the chute is morning announcements. What you have to keep in mind, though, is it would be better. I mean, if you trust your audio or your presenters, you can do it live. If you don't, then I would record it, then play it. Just because some school districts, when they get into the higher grades, they get a little goofy and they waste time, and so you could edit that out.